Welcome to Module 2, everyone. You survived the first week, and I'm actually quite pleased with how smoothly things went. Thank you for your patience with a couple of the tech glitches that we had. I'm sure despite my best efforts, we may have a couple more this week. Just be sure to alert me if you encounter those so I can be responsive to those. I want to thank you for the feedback you provided in your closing reflections. I tried to respond to that as a part of Module 2 and will continue to keep those suggestions in mind for the remaining modules as well. I will ask for your feedback each week and do my very best to be responsive to that. So I encourage you to take time to complete that final reflection. I will be getting feedback to each of you this week. The way that I choose to do that is to create a Word document that I'll send to you that gives you feedback on each of the assignments that you completed for Module 1. If you have questions about any of that feedback, you can be sure to let me know. I think it's worth sharing with you that my goal as an instructor is really to be sure that you are actively learning, that I'm taking you from what your current level of understanding was and I'm stretching you as far as I possibly can during the course of the time that we have together. So in our case, it's about 6 weeks. Sometimes that can feel a little bit foreign to folks if they're not used to a learning module or a learning-based mindset. And so I really am looking at growth. I'm going to give you feedback on what you've done well, areas of strength, as well as areas for growth. And that is designed to grow each one of you as far forward as I possibly can. So you'll see that in the feedback that I give you, that I'll have suggestions for things you could try the next week to strengthen your responses. The second thing that I really keep in mind with regard to feedback, and this was an active part of my practice when I was face-to-face with students at Winona State, is that I want to do my very best to help make sure that you are employable. Not one of you would be registered for this program if you didn't have as an end goal the desire to be a teacher and get hired by a district. And one of the realities that you face as elementary teachers is that there tends to be a rather healthy supply of applicants for the positions that are available in the region. I remember when I was there 3 years ago, there was one elementary posting at a school, and the principal shared that he'd gotten over 400 applications for that single elementary position. And so you start to realize that if you want to be the applicant that gets that job, you really have to do something to set yourself apart from other candidates. So the way that I go about asking you to respond to questions in written form is going to be a way that's going to be helpful for you in interviews. So you're going to hear from me that when you respond to a question on a directed reading thinking activity, a DRTA, that I want you to respond and when and where possible cite either research, so reading that you've done, or an author that would speak to the response that you're giving, and or examples from clinical practice. Because what that does is it prepares you for interview questions, so that if you're asked a question in an interview about, let's say, literature circles or the Reader's Workshop, that you could give research. Well, Fontes and Pinnell have this to say, and in my 4th grade classroom, we use the Reader's Workshop this way. And so if you practice that now, that the responses you give to prompts lean both on research and on practice, then you'll find that becomes something organic that you're able to do within an interview. I don't expect every question to have a response that way, but I will be looking to see that you're stretching yourself to accomplish that, at least a couple of questions on the DRTAs. And if I don't see it, I'll prompt you, and obviously it's always your choice to take that feedback or not. But I just wanted to kind of let you know that's where I come from when I make those suggestions. I don't think there was anything else that I wanted to touch on right now. I have a couple other video snippets woven into the Module 2 roadmap to give you a little bit more kind of face-to-face time, if you will, with me around explanations for assignments. If that's helpful, let me know. If you find it redundant to the roadmap and not that useful, let me know that too. And I think if you have other questions, feel free to just shoot me an email. We can set up a time to talk by phone or by Skype. But otherwise, this module will operate much the same as the last one. There's a roadmap that walks you through the expectations. There are attendance assignments due Monday and Wednesday, and they both lean on the rest of the cohort, so it makes sense that they be done on those days. and they're also in preparation for the clinical work that comes next Monday. So I picked those assignments kind of with intention. The others are due Saturday, no later than 11:59 p.m. If you have questions, let me know. Otherwise, good luck this week. I look forward to reading your work. And thus far, I've really enjoyed the work that you've been doing. The Flipgrid was really helpful to me, so I can put a face to a name. So I thank you for experimenting with that technology. And maybe we'll weave that in again here as we go. All right, good luck. Have a great week, and I will be looking for your work on Dropbox. Take care. Bye-bye.